What is up, everybody? Silky Creamy in the house, back again for another video. And today we're going to be doing a little something different, something that I've done only once before. So this will be the second time I'm doing it, but I will be shaving on camera, and something that I don't usually like to do for several reasons. One being I'm not very good at it, in my opinion. Two, just the time of day when I do it, it's I'm pretty tired and just want to get the job done. And then three, yeah, I just never really had any desire to do it and be in front of the camera. So anyway, but I got tagged by Molecular Shave, who is one of my probably my first subscriber. He's the first person that actually talked to me on my channel before people started noticing me, and so I'm gonna do this for him and show some support for him and for his wife, who created this tag. And today's tag is picking a soap that brings back memories of a movie that I had watched in the past. And so I could have gone many directions in this with the amount of soaps I have, but it came down to really one soap for me. And I'll give you a little backstory to it. But the soap I'm going to be using today is Asian Plum, one of my favorite scents from Ariana and Evans. And it's not my favorite scent. I still think Khalifa's the best, in my opinion. Khalifa's just, anyway, it's just on a different level. And so but Asian Plum is very, very good. I love it. Again, one of my favorite scents. It's up there with SoCal Hipster also. But let me get started. I'm just going to lather, or at least get the lather going, and I'll talk while I do that. The reason why I picked Asian Plum is it brought back memories of my home where I grew up on the big island of Hawaii. And on our property we had what we used to call YV trees with a G, but it's actually and that was just local slang for us. But the tree is actually called Waiawi, Waiwai. And in the Hawaiian language, the W is pronounced with a V. So when you look at the word Hawaii, that's how you would say it. Technically in Hawaii, we say Hawaii. So the V is pronounced with the W. So today's brush, what am I going to use today? I guess I'll go with the new B13 Decoration Grooming. Might as well, right? I think it's so good. I'm sorry for the water, guys. But anyway, so there's Vivi trees on our property. And so it produces a fruit, very sweet, tart fruit, kind of like guava, but with a strawberry kind of taste to it. And so they come in about the size of a large marble, maybe. So they're very small, but they pack a lot of flavor. And when they fruit during the summer, the whole tree is just filled with red berries. Think like Bing cherries that you'd get in the supermarket. Think that, but like double the size, or maybe 1.5 size bigger than that. So that kind of size. And then so when they would fruit, they would all fall to the ground, and then they would basically decompose, and the scent from those fruits falling down is something that I'll never forget, because it is something unique. It is something, I mean, it's, yeah, I mean, you can't buy the fruit. It's not a fruit that lasts long. It has a very short shelf life, maybe a day. And then it becomes, yeah, it just ripes so fast and it just deteriorates very fast. But it has a very unique taste, great juicing fruit. But anyway, oh baby, look at that, guys. That's the B13, guys. Wow. So getting back, when it would fruit, it would have a tremendous smell, and that's kind of the smell that I get from Asian plum. So this is one of the first soaps I've ever gotten when I got into this hobby about 6 months ago, and I started to bowl lather or puck lather, and I've since switched to bowl lathering to preserve the soap. Soap is still good though. So what I do is I usually take out a wedge. You'll see this in my shave of the day videos, and I just press it into my bowl, spread it around as much as possible to get as much surface area. But anyway, this Asian plum has a very unique smell of plum. It's sweet. It's outstanding. It's really good. And if you were watching Real Talk with IMCDB and with Chris and David Gonzalez last week, they had Peter Sharkalis on, the owner of Ariana and Evans. And I had asked the question during the show on Instagram, and I asked, what is the top selling scents for Ariana and Evans? And turns out Asian Plum is their #1 selling soap. But he had shared that every time there's a new soap, it goes crazy. Everybody buys it up, and so they look at staying power. What scents are, because he has so many. I think like 50. I'm gonna like PAA, but so Asian Plum, he said, is the #1, and I can see why. It's very sweet. So I'm just gonna start to lather this. So that's what brought me back to my memories. Now, how does the movie play into this? So my father, when I was young, he dug the basement for our home. So he basically dug a enough, I don't know how big it was. It was as big as the frame of the house, so enough for 2 bedrooms and a living room. And then he put in a staircase that goes up to the ground level of the home. So it was a single story home, but he dug a basement. And unfortunately, in Hawaii, we have ground termites. And after he had dug the basement and, lined everything with concrete and created the rooms, the ground termites came right up from the ground through, through the wood and the foundation, and basically just started eating the entire home. And they move so fast and they're hard to kill that they had moved throughout the home, and at that time it was just kind of like a lost cause. And it was getting to the point where we would walk into certain parts of the home and the house would shake because the foundation was wobbling. So what they did was they paid a anthurium farmer out in Puna, kind of near the volcano. This is coming along quite nicely. To come in and basically tear down the house. The anthurium farmer he basically tore down the entire home for us, took the good wood, and then this is before EPA and all this kind of stuff, and they just burned all of the remaining termite ridden wood. And then my dad, we basically rented for about a year. few miles up the road at a different home, and then my dad rebuilt the home on Post and Pier. And so anyway, after that was done, absolutely beautiful. Um, so they left the foundation, the concrete foundation of the old home, but built Post and Pier up, and they built a two-story home, much bigger, twice the size. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise. But anyway, when we moved back into that new home, what we did, me and my brother and the other neighborhood kids, is we made our own like secret base, and it was underneath the home. And we ran a so again, you got to think, right? It's a long, big concrete slab, and what we did was we took some of the old carpet and we laid it down. So we were crawling underneath the house to get to this one low area where the basement was, and we ran a extension cord, like 100-foot extension cord, from our bedroom down outside the window, and then underneath the house, and then we got an old TV. And back then it was the old Nintendo 64. But anyway, we made our own little like clubhouse underneath the house. It was cool. It's something very cool. So it was a room, and it was open air, of course, right? Because it's like underneath the house. So you would hear the cars driving by, but no one could see us. And we brought in like chairs, and so we made like a man cave. We were like, I don't know, 12 years old or whatever. And we would watch, play video games and watch movies. And I love James Bond movies. Wanted to be James Bond from my very young age. I thought he was so cool. And he had all these beautiful women all over him, and he never died. He always killed the bad guy. Fast cars, just really great movies, action movies. And so I just remember watching Goldfinger underneath the house in the man cave with the smells of the strawberry guava on the ground. And that is how I'm tying this in, because that's what this smells like to me. So that is the story behind. And I have my Shure my Shure Bluetooth headphones in, just because I think it's got better audio for you folks. So that's why I'm leaving them in. But normally I would not shave with those on, but I'm leaving them in just for the video quality. So anyway, I don't usually use pre-shave with Ariana and Evans products. Because they're very, very high-end quality, in the sense that incredible slickness, residual slickness, density, residual. I already talked about that. Post shave on the skin. So I'm going to. It's okay. There's a little bit of salt that gets on my thing. It's very humid today here in Hawaii. Oh baby, man, this brush feels amazing. It's like a what do you call that? It's like a cloud on your head. This soap can take so much water too. Anyway, what I do, usually do this. I usually go lather, so I have a very nice lather to come from or to use. I like my stuff thick. So anyway, this is just a fun video. It's a little something for if people were interested in seeing. So I'm going to air this today, which is Friday the, I don't know, 16th or something like that. Today is the giveaway day. Today is the giveaway day, folks. I announced the giveaway, and today we're gonna do it. So what I use, folks, as a razor is I use a Gillette Labs. Here we are. So it is a lithium ion battery. It's a cart razor, but what it is it heats up this bar on the cartridge. So when you pass over, you have like a hot towel experience. It's something very unique, just two different temperature settings. It heats up the skin while it goes over, and it just feels amazing. You just turn it on, as you can see. And then if you hold it down, you can make it less hot if you want it. So there's two settings. It's like kind of warm and then like very warm. So I use it on the hottest setting. And then I usually just go across the grain because I shave every day. And so this is what my routine is. I start from the top and just simply shave off the lather. Now I have a large scar on my head from a car accident when I was 18 years old. I had gotten very drunk and very high one Easter Sunday evening. We were celebrating a housewarming for one of our friends. Had was able to move in with some older, like college guys. Obviously we were 18, right? We just got out of high school. And we were doing, oh God, what is the name of that Bacardi? The real, like, high alcohol content. 351, 352. God, I forget the name. You know what I'm talking about, the one that lights on fire, the Bacardi. God, it's been years, I forget. Well, anyway, we're doing lit shots of that along with drinking beers, Heinekens, and I had a Mazda RX-7, so I had like a sports car. And it's a two-seater, very fast car. And I decided to go burn rubber and do donuts in the streets at like 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning. 18 years old, drunk, high off some locally grown, what we used to call it corn, but you know, weed. And that was the term we used to use, corn. And I drove straight into a telephone pole with no seatbelt on. I didn't even see the telephone pole. My foot was on the gas. Like, I was so blasted. Someone's calling me. Okay, there we go. Anyway, yeah, so that's what happened. Got into a car accident, and what was crazy is it's a two-seater car. And so I had one friend in the passenger seat. None of us are wearing seatbelts. And whatchamacallit, one guy sitting on the handbrake in the middle between me and the guy in the passenger seat, so 3 of us. It's crazy. Just high, drunk. And so we went straight into the telephone pole, just blasted my head here. So it's a very large, I don't know if you can see that, very large scar. And then I have a little like one there, so I have to be careful there. That's my spots where I can nick my topography on my head. Anyway, so we all survived, but head split open, knee split open, just like obviously any cuts on the head will bleed more than others, as you know. So I mean, I had a white Boston Celtics sweater on, and I was gushing blood, and on my face I go with the grain and then against. So this is all PBS. And my hair goes north to south on the sides, and then it goes east to west underneath. So underneath I usually go down, up, and then I'll just come in from the sides and get PBS. So the other two guys in the car walked back to the house that we were partying at. It's killing me, I can't remember the name of that party. It's been so long since I've drank. Telephone pole I hit was right in front of a home, and the dog is barking, super loud. And I'm like, oh, these people are gonna come out, and I'm all hammered. I was just dazed, like I hit the telephone pole, and I didn't even realize I didn't see the telephone pole, so it was just like all of a sudden, like sudden, like jolt. And next thing I see the steering wheel is sitting in my lap. Steam and water spurting from the radiator, and then the front of the car had wrapped around the telephone pole. So the telephone pole did not fall, thank God, but the front of the car just wrapped around. That's how hard I hit it. I don't know how I just got away with just a busted open head and busted knee. But anyway, we went back to the house. Nobody came out from the home, so I don't know if anybody was home or not. And then there's so much residual slickness from A&E stuff. Like I don't even like reload. I don't even reload. I'll put a little bit here. So yeah, they never came out. And then, so I walked back to the house, and then everybody, I saw their face when they looked at me, because I was just covered in blood. And they put me in a car, and they took me to the hospital. And anyway, long story short, I go there. They saw me up, they called the police. I'm like totally drunk and out of it, but I don't admit anything. I don't admit I drove. I don't know why I didn't admit it. I just didn't answer any questions. I just thought if I didn't answer any questions, I wouldn't get in trouble. And so basically, the cops couldn't prove that I was driving because I was not in the vehicle. So I didn't get arrested. Nothing happened to me because the cops couldn't prove. Right? They couldn't prove who's driving. Nobody called the police from the scene of the accident. I was just brought in, right? Friends who brought me in told the hospital where the car was. So the cops found the car and all that, but anyway, that's how I got my scar in my head. And that's the beginning of the countdown of days or months and years before I stopped drinking altogether. because I'm allergic to alcohol. I just can't stop. Like literally can't stop. I have one sip and one drink and it's off to the races. Anyway, that's just me. I'm kind of crazy. But yeah, it's a really good shape. Love the smell. I'm just pouring some water on my head. But that's a little bit about me. Probably more than I wasn't planning on sharing that, but that's what rabbit holes are, right? You can start going down and you just keep going and going and find new things. And anyway, so that is it. That's all I do for shaving. I always thought I was James Bond in that RX-7. I had this fast car. So crazy. Let's put some aftershave on this. It smells so good. But yeah, some people have asked me to do videos, and I think there is value in me lathering up soaps after I do my review. Simply sexy and better. Look at this, guys. Look at that cut. Simply sexy and better. Oh. Anyway. So I think I'm gonna do some videos of, especially like when it comes to, I don't think I'll do every scent. I mean, I don't know. I just have so many soaps that I don't know if I have time to kind of go into detail and all that. I think what I'll do is certain soaps where they're new soaps, or if they're new bases, then I think, or if they're new scents that come out, then I'll do a, normal video that I do, and then lather it up so people can see how it lathers. And then shaving on camera, I don't know. I'm sure I'll do it again. But I just had some time this morning to get this done, and so that's why I did it. And this is for Molecular Shave, for Jeff the chef. He was one of my first guys, and he really wanted me to shave, so out of respect to him and to his wife. So anyway, this was a half an hour shave. Did not expect that to happen, but anyway, I'm glad you guys are here. Look out for the announcement. I think I may do a live today, guys. I think I may do a live, do a mail call and announce the winner, and then I make our announcement for our next giveaway. We're just gonna keep giving. Just give. Yeah, we'll just give away. Just give it away. That's all we gotta do, guys. Just be positive. Just give it away. The more you give, the more you get back. If you know what I mean, right? Like, just give. Anyway, glad you guys stopped by. If you watched the whole video, I appreciate you. It means so much to me. I mean, I just did these videos just for fun, just because I thought, someone out there would probably like a detailed review, but I didn't realize it was going to become a community. So anyway, I appreciate all of you. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. And as always, take care of one another. Lift people up. Okay, don't bring people down. Okay, people are always trying to bring people down. It's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to like be mean to someone. It's so easy to complain. It's so easy to do all that. It's very hard to be positive. It's very hard to lead. It's very hard to, lift people up. But when you lift people up, and when you're positive, and when you lead, it has a exponential effect on society. If everyone smiled at someone every day, imagine how the lives would be, and just the overall temper of the world and the US, and you know what I mean. Like, it's not hard. I'm not saying we're having great days all day and we're always happy. No, right? But we just need to persevere. Persevere. Persistence wears out resistance, guys. But as always, love you guys. Take care. Aloha.